In a small village called Ndlovu, there lived a beautiful African woman named Linda. She was known for her short natural hair, her warm smile, and her kind heart. Linda worked as a nail technician from a small room attached to her house. Many women from the village came to her because she was talented and friendly. Linda was married to a handsome man named Sibusiso. They had 3 beautiful children together. Although they were not rich, they were happy. They laughed together, shared meals, and worked hard to build a good life for their family. The villagers often admired them. "That family is blessed," people would say. For many years, their marriage was strong. Everything changed after Sibusiso attended a wedding in a nearby village. At the wedding, he met 2 old friends, Bongoni and Tobo. The 2 men loved partying, drinking, and spending their nights chasing women. They encouraged Sibusiso to join them. At first, he refused. "I have a wife and children waiting for me at home," he said. But they laughed. "You're still young," they told him. "Life is short. Come and enjoy yourself." Slowly, Sibusiso started spending more time with them. He began coming home late. Then he started going to hangouts almost every weekend. Soon, weekends became weekdays. Linda would sit alone at night, listening to the sound of crickets outside while waiting for her husband to return. Sometimes he came home at midnight. Sometimes at 2 in the morning. Sometimes he didn't come home at all. The next morning, he would walk in as if nothing had happened. Linda tried to speak to him. "My husband, what is happening to us?" she asked one evening, tears filling her eyes. "We hardly talk anymore. The children miss you." But Sibusiso brushed her off. "You worry too much," he replied. As months passed, things became worse. People in the village began whispering. They said Sibusiso was having affairs with different women. Linda heard the rumors, but she didn't want to believe them. One day, the truth became impossible to ignore. A woman from another village openly spoke about her relationship with Sibusiso. Linda felt as if her heart had been ripped apart. She cried alone in her room after the children had fallen asleep. The pain was heavy. She had loved her husband with all her heart. She had stood beside him during difficult times. Now she felt invisible. Still, she stayed. Not because she was happy. Not because she accepted the situation. She stayed because she loved her children and wanted them to have stability. Every day she continued working as a nail technician, smiling at customers even when her heart was broken. The children noticed the tension in the house. Their father was often absent. Their mother cried more than she laughed. The home that was once full of joy became silent. Meanwhile, outside the house, Sibusiso pretended everything was perfect. He smiled in public. He joked with friends. He acted like a successful family man. But inside his home, his marriage was falling apart. Years later, the consequences of his choices became clear. His children grew distant from him. His wife no longer trusted him. The respect he once had in the village slowly disappeared. One evening, while sitting alone outside his house, Sibusiso realized something painful. The friends who had encouraged him to neglect his family were nowhere to be found. They had moved on with their own lives. But the damage in his home remained. He had traded precious moments with his wife and children for temporary excitement. And now those lost years could never be recovered. Linda had become stronger through her pain. She focused on her business and her children. Although the scars remained, she learned that her value did not depend on how someone treated her. The story of Linda and Sibusiso became a lesson in the village. People learned that not every smiling family is happy behind closed doors. They learned that the friends you choose can influence the direction of your life. Most importantly, They learn that marriage requires respect, honesty, and commitment every day. Because sometimes, it takes years to build a happy family, but only a few bad choices to break the peace inside a home. The end.